Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So another video I'll be doing is importance of knowing oneself, yourself, or oneself. Yeah, importance of knowing oneself. So let's get to the video. Remember to subscribe to my channel, comment, and share my videos also. As I go along in my lifetime, I've noticed that it's when you're in type of situations that you face, because it comes down the time that we're going to face any type of situation, that challenges and adversities. So it's really important to know what you're capable of, especially when you face those type of situation. I know what you're capable of doing. If you are capable of doing greatness, then you have to put it. No, I would say it will come down to you getting opportunities to for you to show your greatness. You know, so in order to achieve that greatness, you have to know certain things about yourself. I think the key is to achieve greatness being self-aware, which I might do a video on when it's all said and done about the importance of self being self-aware. And yeah, it's important on being self-aware. Know what your strengths and your weaknesses are. Weaknesses are. By knowing that, then you can adjust to adjust accordingly. You do what your strengths are. Also, whatever you feel like you're weak at that you really need to work on, then you will work on it and act accordingly. Now, when you look at your weaknesses, though, you have to look at it and say, okay, which weakness I know I can't afford to have? Which one I'll be like, okay, this won't come back and bite me in the foot. Okay, no big deal. Now, for me personally, one of the weaknesses I have that I knew I couldn't afford to have was having a weakness of not able to talk slow. So knowing that, and I'm considering being a motivational speaker, I would have to be like, all right, this is a constant challenge, a constant process, and it's a constant thing. So what do I do about it? I was like, all right, I'm going to work on it, because there come a time where I may get a big opportunity to able to speak with front to everybody, and I will want to prepare for that when the time comes along. So this is where being prepared for anything that comes along is important. Most of the time when you're preparing for something, you prepare beforehand, not during it. It's important to prepare for whatever beforehand. Like, for an example, if you know, I'm talking about exams, just give an example. If you're doing exams and you know that you're the type of person that the last minute thing doesn't work, so what you do? Then, no, like I say, if you know that last minute thing does not work, then you have to be like, okay, this last minute thing not working. So I'm just gonna have to study beforehand. So the weeks prior. And if you have that before exam you have to chill and relax, then or you type that have to look back over again to make sure you have the concept that you're studying locked in before the exam starts, then so be it. If you type that tends to get like a nervous before the exam, the key thing is to try to get to the exam room early and not go late, because if you go late, then you will have to rush the whole thing. You won't have time to suck it up properly as much as you want to. Now, most of the time when you go to exam, you want to go in like 15 minutes early before you start. There's a reason for that, or 10 minutes prior, so you can try and get this mentally prepared and stuff like that. There's so much phases of life that requires you have to know yourself, whether it's physically, mentally, or spiritually, or whatever. If you're preparing for a game, football game, and you're the type of player that has to listen to music before the game starts, then listen to some music, find your favorite music, and take it from there, and get yourself locked in. If you have to be by yourself, or if you're the type that feels nervous and you have to talk to somebody, your choice before the game starts or whatever, then I would say this. It really comes down to, as I said, in all, when you know yourself and you believe that you have it in you to achieve greatness, and you have persons, I've said this before, having persons believe in you really goes a very long way, because when you because by knowing yourself, you can make tough decisions, and tough decisions are not easy decision makes. But because you know yourself and you know that you can battle through it despite whatever adversities that you may have, when you know yourself close to well, one of the keys is knowing yourself is by self-reflecting. You have to try and find time for yourself to reflect on. Let's say you have a wonderful day. You get me? Just give an example. Reflect on how your day went and what made the day wonderful. Really goes a long way because you want to try and have as many of those as possible. Although, life have is ups and downs, and you're going to have those. You want to prepare for good and the bad, especially the bad, because you actually learn about yourself more. Funny enough, when you face more challenges, more adversities, and things like that. So you want to like a lot of times. For me personally, I don't really have good times because I know what I would do when things are flowing. Most of the times for me, I focus on mentally like what happens when things get, you know, rough and things like that. Get me? So because of that, and this is a constant process that I'm dealing with, that those. But then again, I'm sure all of us face those at some point in our life. Some of us have it more than others. So yeah, self-reflection. Oh, having a what do you call it? A journal book. See, consider that if you feel like having a book, a journal book can help you out to release some things that you can't really express because it's not every single thing that you can really express outly and things like that. Some things you just have to. Some things are hard to explain how you feel about certain type of situation you face in life. Now, a lot of times when we're going tight spots and no, another thing about knowing yourself is that knowing if you face a situation and you know what you to overcome a situation. Another times again you have to know you have going a situation with a plan. If you're a strategist, then you have to go and be strategize what you're going to do per day or plan. No, persons who are strategists, they always have a plan. Most of the time, it's a rare moment they will go in there without a plan or whatever. More often than not. So when it comes down to that, like I said, knowing certain things about yourself, what like how you operate, how you deal with problems, how you face adversities. To be successful and to be able to achieve greatness, you have to know certain things about yourself. You have to know, okay, how you deal with problems, how you deal with challenges, adversities, how you deal with days when things are not going your way. You have to know your strengths, what you're good at, what you're not good at. Um, there's a lot of things you have to know about yourself. And there's a lot of things you have to know in general to be able to thrive through life and navigate through life and things like that. And one way is of knowing is to be able to know what you're doing is working and what's not working. And that is, like I said, self-awareness is crucial because without that self-awareness, you're gonna struggle because things will just happen and you just slip it by and then you're like to yourself, wait, what happened? What's going on? So now if you're the type of person that's a Christian, just give us an example, and you know the type that needs to go to church to in order to spend time with God. Now, to spend time with God, you can spend time with Him anywhere. It's not just a church. You can spend time at home when you're by yourself, or at school when no one's around. If you feel like you need a quiet place to pray, well, so be it. Heck, if you feel like you can pray anywhere around at a bus, even despite the noise, Who knows? You know, there are like the moments where I would say this. There are some persons who don't really like spend the time looking at themselves, looking for certain things like I just mentioned earlier. Well, there come a time where life will put you a spot where you have to look for yourself and face reality. You hear me? So now, if you're the type of person that is not a good communicator, just give an example. Now, communication is the key to anything, whether it's friendship, relationship, or in general, or if you're playing football, basketball, what we call it a team sport, and you don't know how to communicate, well, that's one of the things that you're gonna have to work on because um, there come a time where in a game you have to, especially no knowing your role, which I'm going to do a video on, like people that have a role in anything, like having a role and know what your role is after a team that you're playing, especially in basketball or team sports, or if you're a leader, like in Gila students at Mali College, the college I go to. Um, so it's really important to, like I said, to know yourself and stuff like that. I started to know myself like after I started to get to a place where I started reflecting and started to reflect and stuff like that. No, persons, for example, I started to realize this about myself after a while. Has persons been saying this to me? Man, you talk too fast, man. Took me a while to look at it. When I really looked at it, I was like, okay, this may be an issue. Because I don't want to talk fast and I can't see the base to a point where a person may black me out after a while. At that moment, I'm like, listen, now everybody has the patience. Kind of have to limit the fast talking like that. Even if persons know you for a while, know me, it's hard to pick it up. That's right, that moment I'm like, oh shoot, let's go. You know, find ways to start slower and stuff like that. So I would tell you, by the time I would say this, see, when you get to a place where you know yourself to the fullest, yo, with God's help, it doesn't matter what situation that you're facing at that point. When you know your strength and weaknesses and you know what you can do in any type of situation, yup, ha. And I started to realize about myself that I tend to doubt myself a lot. I doubt myself a lot. It's ridiculous. No, I would say this. I'm working on being more confident in myself. And there's moments where I feel confident in myself and moments where I doubt myself. And that was just natural to me at this point. But one thing I would say, yeah, I will have to get to a point where I do have to make up my mind and be like, you know what? Screw the doubts. Screw it. I know what I'm capable of, and I have and persons who will believe in me. I can do great things with the help of God. I can do this. I can do that. You know. So it's really, for me, personally, comes down to me believing myself more and believe that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's my all-time favorite scripture. So, yeah, and other stuff about myself that I need to work on. So, I need to work on having confidence that I can get to any type of challenges at all, despite the level of difficulty of the challenges. You know, because it's high, but I have made it this far, and one thing I do know, based on experience, that God will never forsake me. So I just have to believe that more. I have confidence more in God and have faith in Him more. So that's another thing I'm working on. So that's the end of my YouTube channel. If anything I haven't said about this topic, you can comment on this video. Have a good night, y'all.